Hi guys, it's me again, I'm Dan and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be ranking the League One home kits. It's appropriate that I have Sunderland's new home kit on for this video, and it's the first video that I actually have this on because it's actually got here. At the time I'm recording this, there's one team which don't have a home kit out, which I'll get to. So yeah, but anyway, let's get started. So obviously to begin with, let's talk about that team which haven't released a kit yet. And that is Accrington, who are therefore going 24th place by default. Shame on you, Accrington. Let's move on to the 23 remaining clubs which have a kit out. In 23rd, I have put Lincoln City. So for me, their kit is alright without the sponsor, because there's obviously photos going around of it without the sponsor on, because that's how it was seen at first. But yeah, with the sponsor on, it looks like it's just been sort of stickered on, and it's not great. It was like Sunderland's sponsor a couple of years ago, and it just didn't look good at all. But to be honest, I can't really put this anywhere other than 23rd, because for me it just looks cheap. In 22nd, I have put Fleetwood, and for me with this kit, it's just a bit of a mess for me personally. I know a lot of people actually do like this, but for me it's just not working. I feel like the shoulders just look off, and yeah, I just don't feel like it's clicking with me personally. But if you do like it, each to their own, but for me it's not working. In 21st, I've put Wickham, and I think people are giving this a little bit more stick than it deserves. It's basically a copy of last season's, to be honest. I'm not trying to defend it, I've got it low down for a reason, but at the same time, it's not the worst kit in the league. There's a few that are worse, which I've said. And for me, it's not awful, it's not horrendous, but at the same time, I don't feel like there's much effort that's gone into it either. So for me, Wickham is going in 21st. Okay, in 20th, I have Burton Albion, and the reason I put Burton 20th is because that stripe down the side looks horrendously cheap. I think the colour's alright, but I feel like it's just, the kit as a whole just looks generally quite cheap. But when I'm comparing it to other kits, it just feels like it's not as bad as some of the other ones, and I guess looking at it from some angles it's alright, but for me, again, it's just not really working, so I've put it 20th. In 19th, I've put Wigan. So Wigan's kit just looks, again, quite all over the place. The stripes are too big, the sponsor just doesn't look great, and the colour just doesn't work for me either. It's like with the colour, they're trying to put the stripes matching with the colour, and it just sort of goes along and it doesn't really work. For me, a smoother colour looks nicer, so that's why I'm putting Wigan in 19th. Okay, in 18th, I've got Portsmouth. So for me, the kit looks alright, the sponsor's quite nice, but those sleeves can't be placed anywhere higher than 18th. That pattern just looks so messy, and if I was a Portsmouth fan, which I would never ever be, I would not be buying that kit. So for me, it's got to go 18th. In 17th, and this was a close match between this team and Portsmouth, I have Charlton. Those two I couldn't really place apart very much, because for me, they both had one really outstanding feature which places them a lot lower, and for Portsmouth it was the sleeves, and for Charlton it's the sponsor. I just don't like the way the sponsor is. I feel like it's a bit big, and yeah, I'm not too keen on it personally, but again, each to their own. Everyone has their own opinions. I do like the colour though. The colour looks alright. In 16th, I've put Sheffield Wednesday, and the reason I put Sheffield Wednesday 16th is because the stripes are really thin. I can't find a picture of a sponsor on either, so I can't judge a sponsor, so I can't put it too high really. So for all of that, I've put Sheffield Wednesday 16th. Okay, so in 15th, I've put Crewe. This one is a lot about personal preference. For me, the pattern just doesn't work, but I can see why people would like that shirt at the same time, and it's not something which is just horrendous. It's just something which, for me personally, I don't really see working. The sponsor's alright, but you can't see who made the shirt really very well. It's not that clear. But yeah, I've put Crewe 15th. In 14th, I've put Gillingham. So the reason I put Gillingham 14th is because it's not a bad kit. It's just not that good either. It's just very middle of the road for me, and I feel like the stripes are just what you'd expect. The sponsor looks a little bit naff, if I'm being totally honest. But other than that, for me, it just doesn't seem like one of the better kits in the league, but at the same time, you know, it's something that you would probably buy. So for me, that is why I've put Gillingham 14. In 13th, I've gone with Morecambe. And Morecambe have the little stripe along the shirt, which I actually find quite cool. And a lot of people don't, which I respect. But I feel like that's another one where I'm quite different to other people's opinions on it. It's quite cool though. I like how it just sort of goes through the sponsor, and yeah, for me it just works. But other than that, the rest of the shirt is just red with a bit of white down the sides, and that doesn't give me anything to push it further up. So for me, 13th is the place I'm putting this kit. Okay, so now we get to the top half, and in 12th I've put Bolton. With Bolton's kit, it's quite decent other than the sponsor. I feel like the Home Bargain sponsor just doesn't work with that. The light blue and the red with Bolton's darker blue and red just seems so weird to me, and it just doesn't really work. But other than that, I like the colour, and the shirt does really scream out to be a shirt that Bolton would have. And again, it's something which the fans are probably going to buy. So yeah, for me, it's a decent shirt. So I've put it in 12th. Really? You start using your tools outside my windows while I'm recording a video. Bloody great. Right, well, I'm just going to have to try and continue with that going on. So in 11th, I have Shrewsbury. And for me, Shrewsbury's kit I actually personally like. But I wouldn't say the fans are going to buy it, because that's not something which I've seen being reciprocated by the Shrewsbury fans. I feel like they just aren't a fan of it, because they see it as a blue and yellow shirt, but their shirt is more of like a blue and amber, I guess. But I don't know, I like the shirt and it kind of works. And I think the collar's nice and the sponsor's alright. For me, it's a decent shirt. It's also not the top end. I don't know, I guess if I was a Shrewsbury fan personally, I would buy it, but I guess they don't want it. But for me, this is going in 11th place. Okay, in 10th, I am putting Rotherham. For me, this is a little bit bland, and I did give it the benefit of the doubt for this video. But in a lot of other situations where there's a bland kit with features that I'm not a fan of, I'm not usually going to do that. But for this one I have, and I feel like the reason why I've pushed it up a little bit is because I like the thin stripes, and it feels like, although it's not really extravagant and not going all out there, it just kind of works for me a little bit. So for that reason, it's going in 10th. Alright, so next in 9th place we have Doncaster, and I've put them in 9th because I feel like this just works. This is another one of them kits where I quite like it, because the white stripes along the shirt go in really nicely with the sponsor. The sponsor's a nice size on the shirt as well, and for me it just goes really nice. So in 8th I have put Plymouth. Again, it's very similar to Rotherham because it's another Puma kit that's quite bland, but again, the thin stripes do it for me. It just makes me want to put it higher up because it just works. And the reason I put this higher up than Rotherham is because the sponsor also goes well. And yeah, for me, this is working. The little green outline out around the Plymouth badge is nice. The only thing which I could say could be better is, obviously I would say add more things to it, because like I said, it's a bit bland, and also the collar's a little bit meh for me. Other than that, it's a decent shirt, so I've put it in 8th. Okay, so up next we have a little bit of a battle going on, which is like a little bit of a rivalry anyway. So in 7th we have Cambridge. So yeah, I'm sure you can guess what that is now. In 7th I have Cambridge. I really like a shirt where they do quite a bit with it. And this one works because they've done quite a lot with it in the right way. I just like the funky random patterns all over it, and it just kind of goes for me because it's not messy, it's more funky, which is the word I initially used. And I feel like the way they commit to having the pattern all the way down the front shirt, it actually works really well. And the sponsor has an outline, the collar's nice. The only thing I would say it could be better is making it more obvious that it's a Hummel shirt, because the Hummel logo's a little bit hidden for me on there. But this kit is really nice, and I think the Cambridge fans should be happy that that's their kit for this season. Okay, so obviously the other one in 6th place is Oxford. We have Oxford's kit, which is basically a bright yellow t-shirt. But as much as kits that go all out do it for me, at the same time, if it's neat, a kit which doesn't do much can also work. And for me, this kit does that. There's a lot of yellow, and obviously I might be a little bit biased with yellow being my favourite colour. But at the same time, this kit just looks really nice. The sponsor, it's a little bit bigger, but that works because with it being just a plain yellow shirt, it's got to have something to fill the space, and with the sponsor being a bit bigger, that just makes it better. But yeah, the fact it doesn't do much, it just works, it looks neat, it looks like it doesn't need anything else, and for me, that's why I've put that in 6th place. In 5th, I've gone with Sunderland. So, hey, let me just, instead of putting a photo on the screen, I'll just go with the one I have. It looks good. The first thing that primarily puts this kit so high for me is this white collar. I love a plain white collar. It's just something I've always been really keen on. And obviously they've tried to do something interesting with it, trying to fade out the stripes, and yeah, obviously you go down, it's got the red and white stripes in the right shape and size that they should be. And even the sponsor, I felt like for me last year the blue looked a bit wrong. So the fact that they've done the sponsor with black, I just think it looks nice. And on the whole, I think it looks like a really nice shirt, and obviously I've bought it for a reason. So yeah, for me, this is working, but I do think there are 4 other shirts which are better than it. Okay, in 4th place, I've gone with MK Dons. And the reason I've gone with MK Dons in 4th is because it's very similar to Oxford in that it doesn't do much, but it looks neat. I've got very similar reasoning for that. I've also put this a little bit higher because I feel like it's not something I've really expected from MK Dons. In previous seasons, they've not really done this sort of thing. Every previous season, I've looked at MK Dons and gone, oh, that's a mess. But for this kit, I haven't done that, and because it's come so out of the blue for me, it just kind of shocked me a little bit. But the collar's nice, and the sponsor is the right size, and it just all works. And again, I love a white t-shirt, so for me, this is just all around pretty good. So that's why I've put it in 4th. Alright, so in 3rd place, I've gone with AFC Wimbledon. This kit for me is really nice. Ever since I've been using the Football Manager sponsor, it's just gone so well with me personally, and I just really like this kit. The diagonal stripes are nice on the darker blue, and the yellow Puma sign, it really works because it's bright on the darker colour, and it's just, for me, this just goes so well. And yeah, again, Wimbledon fans, if I was one of you, I would be buying this shirt. I think that's pretty obvious with the shirts. I keep saying that I've put higher up because, yeah, you know, if I put them higher up, I like them, which means I would probably buy them. Alright, 2 clubs to go. Got Ipswich and Cheltenham left. Which way round are they going to be? So in 2nd place, I have put Cheltenham. So, Cheltenham's kit, they've gone with something very, very similar to the year before. And I know I kind of slated Wickham off for that a little bit earlier on. But the reason I had Wickham low was because of the kit, and it doesn't really do much for me. But with this one, I liked it last year, and there's no real reason to change it much because it worked and it looked nice. So for me, it's one of the better kits in the league. It's not the best one, but it's the 2nd best, and yeah, it just looks really nice. The way the red curves off onto the sleeves just looks so slick and smooth. And the way they've cut the lines off for the sponsor as well, which is, again, it's pretty slick. Like, they could have just had the sponsor over the lines in black or something, which wouldn't have looked great, but they've just cut the lines off and made it white and just stand out, and it just looks great. So that's why I've put Cheltenham in 2nd. So obviously, I already mentioned who was left. Ipswich have my favourite home kit this year. For me, everything about this kit just works. The sponsor is amazing, and it's also interesting because Ed Sheeran is a Ipswich fan, so the fact that it's got his thing on there is pretty cool. The Adidas stripes in white are pretty nice as well, and it just looks really nice. It's really pure blue as well. Obviously, that won't change much every year, but at the same time, it's just part of the kit, and it just helps to make it look really good. So for me, Ipswich's kit is my absolute favourite this year. Okay, there we go. There are my League One kits ranked. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and drop a comment down below letting me know what your thoughts on all the kits this season are. For me, I have my opinions, and everyone else will also have their opinions, but like I say, each to their own, and if you're going to buy your club's kit, then that's great. I hope you enjoy wearing it. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. So leave a like, drop a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!